Okay, let's talk about some trends that stuck around. I mean, some do and some don't. Do you remember riding in flannel shirts, oil slick petrol
that's the
colours, goggles with an open face helmet?
Yes.
Yeah, those kind of things. But some are good and some stick around.
You're looking very trendy today, Martyn, so you're on theme for the video.
I'm playing racer today. Yeah, so let's take a look at some of those things that did make the grade.
Hip packs.
Hip packs.
The bum bag from the 80s.
Yes.
With your, your dancing jeggings.
Yeah, I mean, they used to be like a fashion item, but now in mountain biking, they have become a definite, some would say a must-have. Doddy would.
A fanny pack. There must be more funny names.
Yeah.
I actually do use one a fair bit.
Yeah.
For shorter rides, for stuff, and you can get them. They're super useful. New Camelback one, you can stick a bottle in the middle as well.
Yeah, Doddy was raving about his new one the other day, and he was saying it's essential. That was the words he used. It's an essential item. I've actually never been riding with one.
Moto Enduro use quite a fanny pack for, quite a lot.
Yeah, Scottish 6 Days riders, they've always got fanny packs
exactly.
on. So yeah, the hip pack,
not stupid as you think
it's something that looked kind of crap, but now it's kind of cool. It's a trend that's stuck around. It's survived.
It's kind of like, with people, you wear their phones on their belts. It's kind of the same vibes.
Ooh.
A Leatherman and a phone on your belt. Utilitarian, but actually, those are that's something Blake would do.
Yeah, Blake would.
But actually, I think the hip pack kind of just tips it over the level of it's acceptable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I definitely go with a hip pack than what you just described.
Me too.
Back in the day, a mountain bike was literally almost defined by a triple chain ring.
How many gears you got?
Exactly. And one of the things that was incredible about mountain bike when we first got them and they were first out is that little granny ring that would just drag you up hills that were impossible on any other bike.
So surely it's a downgrade to have less gears, Martyn?
Not so. The MTB Drivetrain is basically transformed mountain bikes and mountain biking into this slicker, more precise, and vastly better experience.
I guess the realisation is you don't need as many gears and you don't need as smaller jumps between gears. So it's big 12 speed with quite big jumps just works for mountain biking.
Yeah, absolutely does.
There isn't often where you think, I need a ratio in between those two I've got. It just works, and it's kind of hard to call it a trend now because other than the very lowest end bikes, everything comes one by nowadays.
Yeah, and a one by does an awful lot, as well as messing with the ratios to improve it. In that sense, it also cleans up the look, and it's got rid of the front derailleur.
And your chain doesn't come off anymore. When was the last time the chain came off? Which doesn't really happen anymore.
Yeah, so the front derailleur's gone. It's all good in terms of one by. It's a big improvement and definitely a special trend.
Probably the best trend, again, that was just completely stuck because everyone has them now, pretty much. Dropper posts.
Yeah, the dropper post.
Where would we be without drop post?
It transforms your mountain bike, doesn't it?
Yep, back the old days of your quick release, I remember having a really nice Santa Cruz super light with a carbon seat post before I had the first Crank Brothers dropper post. Was it Crank Brothers called something else? Was it a gravity dropper?
Yes.
And I had to just take my quick release and my carbon post looked terrible. Probably shouldn't have been doing it. You just scratch it to bits.
Ugh.
The bad old days.
Yeah.
I guess if you're on downhill or dirt jump bikes, you still don't need them. But for most other people nowadays, you can't live without them.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I would have had a street bike back in the day with one of those really short travel dropper posts, because that would have been so cool to just be able to like cruise around on your street trials bike and then hit the dropper post down and suddenly it's trials ready. It's all about the trials for me.
Trials mode engaged.
Yeah, absolutely. Dropper posts, big improvement. What travel do you run on yours?
As big as I can get away with, but my legs aren't being that big, probably about 170, 180.
Yeah, okay.
Here's a trend for you, Martyn. Trousers.
Trousers are not a trend.
They're trendy.
No, wait. Mountain bike didn't invent trousers.
No.
Trousers existed before mountain biking, and I've always ridden in trousers. Trend. Shorts, that was a trend.
People still, what I'm trying to say here is riding trousers have got so good now that people like me, I kind of use them most of the time. They're so comfy.
Yeah.
Your pads fit in them. They're kind of slim. Like downhill racers, they love a slim pan.
Yeah.
Also, back in the day, I used to ride them because I would fall off a lot and they were just protective. Like moto pants, you would get less shredded racing downhill.
Did you fall off a lot? I didn't know that.
Occasionally I fall off. I think they're great. More protection, comfy, you can stick your phone in them. I don't know.
They are good. And just the materials they're using, they're so light.
Yeah.
They're unbelievable. And they like pack up into the tiniest little space because there's hardly any material. But the technology of trousers has improved.
Also,
I'll admit that.
British riding, it saves you looking like a complete nerd in wintertime with your shorts and then your tights underneath because it's freezing cold and wet. Yeah. So now you wear your tights, no one knows.
This is a trend that is not only sticking around, it's sort of taking over. EMTB.
Did anyone think that this wasn't going to stick though? That's my point.
I think the early days of e-bikes, when it was just all like hub drive motors and a big battery like sellotape to your down tube.
They did look.
They were sort of like inventors' bikes.
I remember my first e-bike ride was at a Scott launch in Tuscany. Me and Brendan, first time ever, Brendan Fairclough, went out super early on these e-bikes. And looking back now, they looked horrible. It was a Scott Genius, maybe not, what's on one below, maybe Spark, with just this literally wobbly battery stuck on the down tube.
Yeah.
Pretty bodged together, but I remember riding thinking, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, I had my first experience of an actual mid-drive e-bike motor when we were at Xilo this year, and man, my hand bike has been transformed by it.
Yep.
Incredible. Also got to ride that bike without the motor on, and it doesn't work without it. So, I mean, e-bikes are transforming. They're becoming much more acceptable. They're becoming lighter. These new LT designs that are just like, lighter battery, a little bit less power, but still very usable. It's going to be around for a long time, I think, this one.
Speaking of electronics, I think this is the trend that we weren't sure about because I know Doddy did this brilliant video on trying to break access and why you shouldn't be afraid of wireless gears. You know, now we're at the point where wireless gears are a thing. People aren't worried, then they're not getting broken, they're not running out of batteries as often as people think they are. Di2's been around for quite a while, to be fair. They're due a big update on that. There's rumours of that going wireless or semi-wireless, like their road one where you've got bits. I think, we do see with Shimano particularly stuff coming from the road first. So I think this is one that's definitely going to be around. You've got Flight Attendant and you've got the other version as well, I forgot what it's called, for working out your electronics on the suspension. Yes. I think that's more of a debate there, whether you need those things to change your suspension. I think electronic gears are definitely here to stay.
Absolutely, and they just feel so cool to use. Neat, 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 love it. They just feel brilliant, they sound ace. Let's end on a controversial note though, Neil. Electronic brakes, will it ever happen?
I think it will happen.
Oh God, I was hoping you said, hey, no.
We've talked about this a few times, I know Doddy has as well. I think it will eventually. I don't know when this is going to be. We're seeing all other things like the shock whiz, tyre whiz. So electronics could take over. I think they're going to be sort of limited. Yes. I think those things you don't need. I think gears, potentially, they could all be electronic in the future.
Yeah, they could be. They could be. And electronic brakes, you never know, might be a trend in the future that we're looking back at and thinking, hey, it's stuck around. So there you go. That's some trends that did stick around.
Absolutely. And don't forget to head over to GMBN Tech as well for more techie videos.
Yeah, what about some trends that didn't stick around, Neil?
I was thinking that the SRAM Hammerschmidt, do you remember that?
Yes, I did. I loved that
front
thing.
mech within your crank that didn't really work and broke all the time.
Yeah, well, it sort of worked, but it was really heavy.
Was it?
Really heavy. If you've got any ideas for some trends that didn't stick around.
Do you remember the lefty?
The lefty did stick around, don't listen to him, but some valid ones that didn't stick around, then maybe put them in the comment section down below and we'll do a video about that next time.
That sounds good.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I'll tell you what, one way to make sure this video does get seen by others is give us a like, because it makes a big difference. We can get mountain biking out there to more people.
And subscribe to GMBN.
Absolutely. Until next time, see ya.